What's going on, everyone? So, absolute huge win today. This was much, much needed. Guys stepped up, and that's what we needed them to do. I'm not a big fan of losing a 20-point lead, but hey, basketball is a game of runs, right? And I made a community post talking about it. Hey, let's go on this run for the second half. Let's close this out. Let's get this win. And that's exactly what we did. This team just continues to show that they're different. Now, obviously, the Minnesota loss was a tough loss, and more so now. I mean, I talked about it. In my opinion, it was the toughest loss of the season for us, just because of like the implications and what it would have done for this team, for this roster, the position we'd be in right now, especially after this Warriors win. But in general, Steph came back. This team weathered Steph Curry having a monster fourth quarter, right? Like, most teams lose that game when Steph just goes off in the fourth, completely takes over a game. We were able to weather that. We were able to overcome it. We were able to win that game. Anthony Davis continues to show that he is top 3, top 5 when he wants to be. It's just, again, that consistency. It's him showing up night in and night out. He already is tied with Giannis for like biggest defensive impact, or just slightly behind him. So defensively, he is a juggernaut. But it's putting the entire package together, and that's what he did tonight. Just shy of 40 points, 39 points. He gave us 8 rebounds, 6 assists. He had 2 blocks, 2 steals. I mean, stuffed the stat sheet. Completely dominated. And this is the Anthony Davis we need going forward. This is the Anthony Davis that gives me confidence. Okay, we can get into the playoffs, or we can get into, that 7th or 8th spot in the play-in. Only have to win one game, then get into the playoffs, and good luck. If we have an Anthony Davis playing to this level, we have LeBron James, healthy and ready to go. D'Angelo Russell back. Guys cruising. Guys, ready to step up. That is huge. Momentum is a huge factor when going into the playoffs. Team gets hot at the right time, you see it. I'm not worried about any of the teams in the West. I'm not saying that we just run through them or anything like that, but I do think that we can have a real opportunity to win a series or two, or maybe even go all the way. You never know. It's at the end of the day, you still have LeBron James and Anthony Davis, assuming LeBron gets back and healthy. But we have to continue to win these games. If we continue to win these games, then LeBron's going to be able to come back. Obviously, you don't want to rush him back. But, if we're 4 games out of a play-in spot and you got 6 games left and LeBron's, thinking of coming back, what's the point at that point? Might as well just rest him the rest of the year. But if we're in the thick of it, we're like the 8th seed, and, we need to win, 3 out of our next 5 or something like that. Well, now, LeBron, let's go. Get back in. Let's go on this run. Let's get your feet wet. Let's get, your legs underneath you, and let's get ready for this playoff run. Something like that. Or if we have an opportunity to squeeze into that 6th seed. That mini loss also hurt a ton because of tiebreaker implications, right? If us and Mini finished with the same record, Minnesota gets that nod. And Minnesota would be the 6th seed and we'd be the 7th. Which, again, I do think if we can get into that 7th or 8th seed, I do think we get into the playoffs. If you get that 9th or 10th seed, it's not impossible, especially if everyone's healthy. It's just so hard. So hard. Because you got to win 2 straight games. Teams just get hot. They don't have to be the best team. They just have to be the best team one night. So if you play the Pelicans and they just shoot the lights out and there's nothing you can do about it, you're going home. You're sitting on the couch, right? But beyond that, you have to win both those games, and then you're on limited rest, and now you got to go play a Denver Nugget team that's fresh and ready to go. I still think we can beat them. I still think we match up, but I don't want to play Denver in the first round, right? Like Memphis, I wouldn't mind playing Memphis in the first round. I think we could beat Memphis in a 7-game series in the first round. But ideally, I'd like to, have the rust and the jitters and everything already just kind of worked off. And now we're got through the first round ready to take on a Denver or something like that in the second round. That's the position that I want the Lakers to be in. But in general, this was a solid win. Guys stepped up. Jared Vanderbilt continues to impress. Continues to just hustle on both sides of the ball. Great defensively, great hustle play, getting offensive rebounds, getting after it, diving on the floor. His impact is just immeasurable. Seriously. He changes the game so much. He did it again in that third quarter. We don't win that Dallas game without him. And we might have not won this game without him. He made some real key plays down the stretch. Dennis Schroeder, he was solid. Great defense on Steph. Couple mishaps. I wasn't really a fan of him, getting that big steal and then just jacking up a three. A little disappointed in that. We're on a run. We got the lead. It was a real opportunity to kind of ice the game, and instead you just take a silly pull-up three, and that kind of goes into Dennis Schroeder and his sort of tunnel vision and stuff that I've talked about, right? Dennis Schroeder is a great backup point guard. In my opinion, he might be the best in the league. He's up there for sure. But as the starting point guard, a guy that you need to make the right decisions in the right moments, right? Slow it down, pull it out. If Anthony Davis rolling to the basket, go feed him. He's got the hot hand. He's dominated the whole game. Anthony Davis hit a huge clutch shot, huge monster shot. That's the AD we need. That's the AD that's going to help lead this team to a playoffs. But in general, Dennis Schroeder, got to have him just make better decisions down the stretch. D'Angelo Russell coming back whenever he comes back, whether it's the Memphis game or the Knicks game or the Raptors game, whatever. Those are games that we really are going to need him for, but he's also going to be able to help kind of balance out this roster and kind of help, just be a playmaker, which is what we need, and another three-level scorer, which will help a lot, take a lot of pressure off of Anthony Davis, that other guy that can just consistently go get you 15 and 20 a night, any given night. But Anthony Davis, at the end of the day, he needs to continue his dominance. I said it from the beginning of the season. We go as far as Anthony Davis takes us. LeBron James did an incredible job weathering the storm while he was out. And now it's AD's turn. LeBron's out. Got to weather the storm. Got to go get some wins. Got to go lead this team. You have the talent around you. Guys need to step up. Austin Reeves was great tonight. Beasley, I know a lot of people are, kind of disappointed in Beasley and expected more. But his impact is incredible. He completely takes out a defender because they can't leave him open. And the Warriors had a guy glued to him the entire game. And every time, if he got his guy beat, somebody would switch on him. You're basically running 4-on-4. So now they can't double AD. They can't double, guys in the post, Rui or Vanderbilt or whatever. And then you saw it led to easy buckets. The gravity that he has because of his ability to knock down the three ball and just stretch the floor is immeasurable. Again, it's huge. And he's going to find a shot more once we get D'Lo back because D'Lo's going to be able to set him up, put him in a position to have success rather than Beasley. You see Beasley, he has to work so hard for his shots. He's running around all over the place trying to get open rather than guys making plays to get him open. And D'Lo will be able to do that. D'Lo's going to be able to help tremendously in that regard. Mo Bamba going down, I think hurt, but I don't think it's like the end of the world. It just sucks because his size and his ability to stretch the floor. But I think definitely against the Grizzlies, no Brandon Clark. I think winning Gabriel is a better matchup for Triple J as well as Tillman. It's going to be a tough matchup regardless, but I do think his ability to kind of just be physical, aggressive, high energy, I think will help. We definitely have to win that Memphis game, right? No Ja. It's still a very good team without Ja Morant. They still, I believe, have a winning record without Ja Morant. Not necessarily this season. I think they're like 5-7 this season, but like overall, since that team's been put together, they have a winning record without Ja. So we need to just keep doing what we're doing. Keep stacking these wins. We have we need to win these next 4 games at home. All right, we got the Grizzlies, 3 games, I guess. The Grizzlies, the Raptors, and then the Knicks. All 3 of those games, in my opinion, are very winnable games. The Knicks are playing extremely hot, but we need to win those games. Got to figure it out, get it done. All of a sudden we're 500 going into that Pelicans game and that Houston game. All of a sudden we're over 500. We could be looking into that 6th seed. We could be looking into maybe a game or half a game out of the 6th seed, right? If we could squeeze into the 6th seed, that would be amazing. Have that Sacramento matchup in the first round, but we still have an uphill battle to climb. Got to take these games serious. We cannot run the risk. We got, 17 games left now? We got to win 10, 11, 12 of these. So our margin for error is extremely slim, extremely small. But guys need to continue to step up. Troy Brown has been fantastic. Mr. Consistency the last handful of games. Knocking down the 3 ball, playing great defense. It's been really good for this Lakers team. But beyond that, got to have guys continue to step up. Anthony Davis has to continue to play this monster AD game. A guy that can lead this team, that can get some W's in the win column and lead this team to the playoffs. We get healthy LeBron James back. I like our chances. Good luck. Good luck. Not saying we run away with it. Not saying we win. Anything like that. We're just going to be a very tough team to beat. Very tough team. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts at pins down in the comments below. What did you think of this game? Were you excited? Were you impressed? Were you happy? What do you think of AD? You think he can continue to lead this Lakers team? How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below.